Welcome back. Now, my next guest is my great mate. She really is a good friend of mine, Fatima Whitbread, or Fats to her friends. She's had an incredible career, which, can you believe, started almost 40 years ago, when she burst onto the scene and won a bronze medal at the 1984 Olympics. 4 years later, she won silver at the Olympics in Seoul in South Korea. And if that wasn't enough, she was a world record holder, world champion, European champion. She's got an MBE, quite rightly, and has won BBC Sports Personality of the Year. She is amazing, but she is more amazing when you know about her background, because her achievements are even greater when you hear how difficult her childhood was before she was adopted by her mum, who also became her javelin coach. Welcome, Fats.
Thanks. Thanks, Carol.
Really, really, really.
What a build-up. Carol,
Well,
it's really a pleasure to be back with you on the sofa. Not in bed this time, but on the sofa.
We shared a bed. We shared a bed in South Africa because it was raining hard.
Oh, it was terrible, the weather.
That says, look at her top to
We're top to toe.
Fatima over there, me.
Yeah, I'm one of the few people that can say I've been in bed with Carol Vorderman. And she's one of the few people that can say she's been in bed with me, too.
And we survived, Fatima.
Yeah.
But I want to take you, because it's very important, you know, for people to understand. Lots of people, like our age, obviously, you burst on in the time when we weren't winning medals in the Olympics, were we? You know,
no, it was Eastern Bloc time then, Carol.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing, really, back in the 80s. I mean, they were the golden years, mind, I have to say.
Absolutely.
Track and field, and you had a tremendous amount of different sportsmen and women in the 80s. You remember Nigel Mansell?
Yeah.
Eric Bristow in the darts. I mean, obviously, there were lots of Ovett and Co.
But you were front page. You were like front page, front page, front page. And we were all so very proud of you. But what I didn't know, and nobody knew at the time, was what it took to get there. And I want you to just explain to people as much as you can, you know, about all of your time in care and then meeting Mrs. Whitbread.
Well, I mean, obviously, I was abandoned as a baby, and some would say left to die. A neighbour heard a baby crying and didn't see anybody coming or going to the flat in a few days. So they came, she rang the police and they came and banged the door down, of which I spent the next 6 months in hospital, and then made a ward of court and spent the following 14 years of my life in children's homes.
And you'd often look after the other children. I mean, I can say this because we spent many hours chatting about this, didn't we?
We did in I'm a Celeb.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, obviously, finding the love of the Whitbread family was an amazing fate that happened for me. And the reason why I'm here, obviously, is I want to share with you, Carol, the fact that I do a lot now with Action for Children as their ambassador. And I'm looking after, my legacy is going to be to help these young children in the care system and the care experience, also fostering parents too, to try and help them, you know, to educate the public more about what the care system's all about, give these young children a platform so they can be seen and heard and their emotional needs being met. And as we know, this week is remembering a charity in your will. And we all forget that at one time or another, you know, at some stage we're not going to be here. So in writing a will and naming a charity after looking after family and friends, you can leave your legacy and special memories that have been in your life of cherished loved ones and their values. And you'll be able to help these charities continue to do their work long after and beyond our years. And hopefully you'll help hundreds of charities, thousands of groups and millions of people in future generations. And that's what it's about.
And it is, you know, these legacies that people leave in wills are terrifically important, you know, with educational institutions, of charities and so on. They can make up the vast bulk of their income, can't they?
Well, there's 4 billion that's been gifted in wills.
Yeah, it's
today.
Amazing, isn't it?
4 billion.
People do that.
And when you consider, you know, I mean, we've all been touched through loved ones, or at some stage or another, with people that have suffered with Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer. And wouldn't it be lovely if we can help you know, to find a cure for cancer,
Yeah.
for cancer
Oh,
research, you know, give a shelter for the homeless in bleak winter days, and find the love for an abandoned pet, you know? I mean,
There's a whole range, though, isn't there,
There is.
with all those charities. But and it's wonderful, and you highlighting that is fantastic.
Yeah.
But I want to take you back 40 years.
Yes.
OK. What was that like? Because you were trained... You're a machine, Fatima Whitbread. You are an absolute machine. She never stops. She's like... cooking or this or that and that, and you're so super disciplined. Well, so going up to that Olympics...
Yes. I mean, let me first take you back a bit. Obviously, spending 14 years in children's homes, it teaches you about disciplines. It teaches you to swim or sink. And for me, I mean, obviously, I learned a valuable lesson from Auntie Ray.